Guys, so today we're going to be talking about 10.4, which is 0 and negative exponents. So if you take a look right here, it says for any non-zero number, a to the 0 power equals 1, the power 0 to the 0 power is undefined. So anytime that we have a number or a letter raised to the 0 power, that will always be 1. Anytime 0 is raised to 0, it's undefined. And then if we take a look down here, it says for any integer n and any non-zero number a to the negative n is a reciprocal of a to the n. So we know that a reciprocal, so if we were to talk like this, so reciprocal is the opposite, right? So it's kind of similar with whenever you have negative exponents. So if you take a look right here at numbers, 4 to the negative 2, the opposite of this would to bring this 4 below our fraction bar line. So see how we bring the 4 and our little exponent of 2 below that fraction bar line? Whenever we cross this line, whether if we're bringing it up top from our denominator to our numerator, or if we're bringing it from our numerator to our denominator, that exponent changes from a negative to a positive. And let me kind of show you what I mean here. So take a look at this one. So our 4 is negative, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring everything below my fraction bar line because I want it to be a positive. And then I know 3 to the 4th power is 81. So that's my final answer for the first one. So anytime you have a negative number or a negative exponent, bring that below your fraction bar line. So then with this one, there's one or two options you could do. So there's two different ways you could solve this. I'm going to do the first one in red. So the first thing is we know with our rule, whenever we multiply numbers with the same base, we can add the exponents. So I can do negative 8.5 and I can add negative 4 plus 4. And then we know negative 4 plus 4 gives me 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Let me show you another way we could do this problem. So one thing is to bring this below the fraction bar line because it's negative. So then I'm going to have a negative 8.54 over negative 8.54. And then I subtract 4 minus 4, which will get you 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1. So pick which way you like best. You'll still get the answer either way. I just wanted to show you both ways on how to do that. So next one. So we are left with a division. So what we're going to do is we are going to subtract. So I have 6 minus 8, which gives me a negative 2. And since we have a negative exponent, we have to bring this below the fraction bar line in order to make it positive. So now I'm left with 1 over 2 to the 2nd power, which gives me 1/4. So anytime you have a negative exponent, either in your numerator or your denominator, you have to cross this fraction bar line in order to make it a positive exponent. Go ahead, try these next next 6 on your own, and then we'll talk or discuss them tomorrow in class. I'm going to go ahead and start example 2. So example 2, we have negative 5 times x to the 0 power. So first thing I can do is we know anything to the 0 power is 1. Any letter, any number, anything. So I'm going to simplify that. Negative 5 times 1 will get me a negative 5, and there you go. So on letter B, there's also two ways to solve this. So one way is to see that we have y's in our numerator and our denominator. We can see that we are dividing, so we know whenever we divide, we subtract. So you have 9, and then you have y. You have a negative 3 minus 5. So negative 3 minus 5 will give you a negative 8. Since that 8 is negative, you have to bring this exponent and your y below your fraction bar line. Your 9, technically, remember, always has an exponent of 1. So whenever you see a letter or a number that does not have an exponent, you could always assume that it's a 1 right there. So in order to write this correctly, you will have 9 over y to the 8th power. So that's one method or one way on how you could do the steps. The other way that you could do the steps, and let's erase this for a second, is the first thing I could do, if I wanted to, is I could bring this entire one below the fraction bar line, because I can see that's a negative 3. So in order to make it positive, I would bring it below the fraction bar line. The 9 would stay put, and you're left with y to the 3rd, y to the 5th. I know whenever I'm multiplying, I add the exponents, so I'm left with 9 over y to the 8th. So you still end up with the same answer, it's just kind of which step you do first. So pick the way you like better, either method 1 or method 2, you'll still get the same answer. Okay, so there's 3 problems you're going to do on your own. We'll check those tomorrow in class. And then let's take a look at example 3. So example 3 says a drop of water leaks from a faucet every second. How many liters of water leak from a faucet in 1 hour? So the hint says the first thing in order to even figure this out is we have to convert our hours to minutes. So in chemistry, this is how you set it up. So if you have 1 hour, you know that in 1 hour, you have 60 minutes, right? You always put your units diagonal from each other. And then you also know that in 1 minute, you have 60 seconds. So what you do is you make your same units diagonal from each other, because you know an hour divided by hour cancels out, minutes divided by minutes cancels out, and then you're just left with multiplying everything on the top and the bottom, and you're left with 3,060 seconds. So some of you might find this equation confusing, but you're still doing the same thing that you would do in your head. So you know in 1 hour there's 60 minutes. 60 minutes or 60 seconds, so all you're doing is multiplying 60 by 60 to get 3,600. So now we know that there's 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. You're trying to figure out how many liters of water leak from this faucet. So they tell you right here, what I just circled, how often it leaks. So I need to take my seconds, and I want to bring it down here. So I have 3,600 seconds. And I'm going to multiply that by how often it drops. So I have 50 to the negative 2, 50 to the negative 2. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to, in order to multiply this, I'm going to rewrite this. So my negative 2 is below my fraction bar line. I have 3,600 multiplied by 1 over 50 squared. So remember what I do is, since this is, sorry about that. I'm going to bring this negative 2 below the fraction bar line, so that's what I did right here. And then I'm going to simplify. I know 50 squared is 2,500, so I'm left with 3,600 times 1 over 2,500. And then I'm going to multiply across. If you want to put this over 1, you can. So then you're left with 3,600 over 2,500. 3,600 times 1 is 3,600. 1 times 2,500 is 2,500. And then that is about 1.44 liters. So that's how you solve this one. You first have to, oh, we'll put the answer right here, 1.44. So the first thing you have to do is you have to convert your hours into seconds. The second thing you have to do is multiply your conversion by how much it's leaking by, and then apply your negative exponent rule, multiply across, and then simplify. So try the on your own for this word problem. If you're having trouble with it, we'll go over it tomorrow, and have a great night.